lose weight by eating, and I'm going to show you how to make my delicious fat-free chocolate syrup. It's extremely easy. This is all that you need. Some good cocoa powder. I highly recommend Trader Joe's. It's the best price I found in town. Also, you need some vanilla extract. You want the real stuff. A cup and a half of real sugar. And I also happen to get mine at Trader Joe's, so it's really, really nice grainy. And then you need another 1.5 cups, but in water, and then a pinch of salt. So let's get started. All you're gonna do is just combine everything except for the vanilla. I'm gonna hold that off until later. And then we're gonna heat it up on the stove. It takes about 10 minutes, and then you're done. And I promise you, if you bring this to a party or give it away as a birthday gift, people will be so impressed, and they'll never know how easy it really, really was. So let's get started. We're gonna put, again, 1.5 cups of water, 1.5 cups of sugar. This is going to make about 2 cups, and you're only going to use about a tablespoon, so don't get too worried about all that sugar. And, oh, really good cocoa powder. I already happen to know this is a cup. I measured it out earlier. 1 cup. All right. Pinch of salt. Pinch of salt, the exact amount is about 1/8 of a teaspoon. So I'm just going to whisk all this together. If you don't have a fancy whisk, just use a fork. And we're just going to get this all combined. And stick it on the stove. You're going to put it on medium heat. And again, it's going to only take about 10 minutes, and then you'll be done. I have an old-fashioned stove. I love this little guy. I'm sure you've heard me say in some of my other videos I have a bad hand, so this just kind of does all the work for me. All I have to do is just move my elbow. In 10 minutes, this is going to be done. Once you get it all incorporated, you only have to stir it once or twice, just to make sure it's not bubbling over. To have it a little bit high. You want it on medium. Look at the beautiful color. Now you'll know when it's done when it's nape, and nape means it covers the back of your spoon or your whisk. All right, look how pretty that is. All right, I'm gonna let that sit for a minute. I wanna talk to you about how to store this, because I get a lot of questions about that. It will last in your fridge for about a month, technically, but you'll eat it before then, I promise you. You want to go ahead and put it in a tight container. Now, you can use a mason jar. You can use, this is my favorite. This is actually my favorite hot sauce. And I just clean it out, and then I use a funnel, and I pour it in. And that's my favorite way to do it. It just seems easier. And then that way I don't have to go out and purchase mason jars. It's all about reduce, reuse, recycle, right? All right, let me check this out, see how it's doing. Ooh. It almost looks like fudge on top. It's so thick and frothy. Look at that. This is it. And in about 5-10 minutes, when it's nape, when it's thicker, I'm gonna add a teaspoon of vanilla. And then I can let it cool, and then I can put it in any jar I want to, or pour it directly over my favorite ice cream or into some delicious almond milk. So it's thickened up really, really nicely. I did have to turn it down to low, so keep an eye on yours. Do you see how it's coated my, my little whisk right here? And look how nice and thick it is. Okay, so I'm gonna add in a teaspoon of vanilla. Ooh, look at that bubble, isn't that pretty? Okay, just gonna whisk it up, and it's done. Just let it cool for at least 10 minutes before moving it to a jar or your face. Look at that color. Look how it coats too. Look at how thick it is. And it takes so long to come off of the spatula. That's when you know it's done. I've already turned it off the heat right now. It's just bubbling on its own right now. I do want to go ahead and take this moment to talk to you guys about water consumption. It's so very important. Probably one of the most important things you can do if you want to change your diet immediately is you want to drink about a gallon of water a day. And I'm not talking about a gallon of water with Mios or with Crystal Light or any of that stuff in it. That's all chemicals. You want to drink real water. If you are not the biggest fan of the flavor of water, you can check out my website at tonetiki.com. And on there, I've got several different delicious waters. Some of them that boost metabolism, some of them that cure a hangover, and some that are just delicious. But definitely start getting your water in right now. That's a great thing you can do, minimal effort, and you'll immediately lose probably 3 pounds in 1 week. All right, so we're ready now. Look how dark and thick this is now. And if I stick a spoon in it, look at that. Just completely coats it. So we're gonna go ahead and pour it in. Look at it bubble. It's still a little bit hot. So be careful when you go to pick up your glass container here. Maybe use some oven mitts. I love the sound that it makes. So this is only 42 calories per tablespoon, only 11 carbohydrates. It's a great alternative to Hershey's fat-free syrup. Hershey's has got chemicals and preservatives and my least favorite, thickening agents. And I'm not a scientist, I don't exactly know what thickening agents do, but they cannot be good when you're eating them. So I make my own. My father-in-law begs for this. He goes through one of these a week. He puts it on his ice cream at night. Oh, look at how beautiful that is. And look how thick too. We're almost there. Just a drop more. All right. Before I pour the rest into my mason jar, I'm going to go ahead and give myself a little chef's treat here. This is almond milk. And almond milk is only 35 calories for a whole cup. And this is only 41, so this is under 100 calories, and it's just delicious. All right, just gonna finish pouring. It's much easier pouring it into a mason jar, but it's much easier using this kind of a jar when it comes to pouring it out, because it gets really sticky. So, all right, before I lid this, guys, I'm gonna have a little taste. Okay, I did warm up my milk a little bit, but it is so good. It's so chocolatey. I can really taste the vanilla. And the almond milk, if you didn't already know, almonds boost your metabolism, so this is a metabolism boosting little drink here. Check out more of my recipes at tonetiki.com, and happy cooking!